Hello everyone. We are here today to talk to Gregg Braden. And if you don't know Gregg Braden yet, you will know him now. You'll know more about him today. We would like to do this interview and recording on behalf of Zen Magazine and also in behalf of Pyramid of Monchit, which is a new project that we have here in Portugal. Just a few facts about Gregg Braden, just in case you didn't hear from him yet. He's a New York Times best-selling author, internationally renowned as a pioneer in bridging science, ancient wisdom, and the real world. In 2015, this year, he's nominated for the prestigious Templeton Award. Following a successful career as a computer geologist during the 1970s, during the energy crisis, he worked as a senior computer systems designer with Martin Marietta Defense System during the last years of the Cold War. Also, in 1991, he became the first technical operations manager for Cisco System. Quite impressive, Greg.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. And since 1986, Greg has explored the high mountain villages, remote monasteries, and forgotten texts to merge their timeless secrets with the best science of today. His discoveries are now shared with 34 countries, or 34 languages, I assume.
34 languages.
Through such paradigm-inspiring books as The God Code, Deep Truth, Divine Matrix, and the newest book, which we are here to talk about today, The Turning Point, which is Creating Resilience in a Time of Extremes. Very interesting title. I'm very anxious to hear more about this. He plays an active role in think tanks such as the Institute of Heart Math, Global Coherence Initiative, which is absolutely an amazing project, and we'll talk about this later, and the Evolutionary Leadership Group that is founded by Deepak Chopra and the source of Synergy Foundation since 2008. His book have many gold awards in the categories of science, cosmology, religion, and social change. So this is quite an impressive bio to talk about, and we would like to ask today a couple of questions so our auditors and those that are going to watch this video will have the opportunity to know more about your work and more let's put it this way, the change that you want to bring into the world. What you want people to take from your work and to have the courage to go into the world and make a change in their life the same way you made a change in your life.
Okay. So we have a big job ahead of us today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions first in behalf of Zen Energy Magazine, which is a very popular magazine in Portugal.
First, I would like to say thank you to Zen Energy Magazine, and thank you for the opportunity for this interview today and to be able to share these ideas.
It's a gift to you. It's in Portuguese.
I will learn Portuguese.
So this is an opportunity to learn Portuguese.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we would like to ask you to start with this question for the audience of Zen Magazine, Zen Energy. As we talked about, you are internationally renowned and you travel in so many countries doing all this work and your books. You state in one of your interviews that science and spirituality never made any distinctions to you. Why do you say that?
Well, I think this is the foundation of the work that I do. My tradition, I was born and raised in a very conservative part of the United States of America, in the state of Missouri. It's right in the center of the whole country. And science was something people simply did not talk about every day. Spirituality was something people did not talk about every day. And because they didn't talk about it, I believed that everyone else believed the same way that I do. And that was, I never made the distinction between science and spirituality. I never separated the two. I always believed as a child that when I study science, chemistry, geology, biology, physics, that those were the little pieces of a greater understanding, and I believed everyone else thought the same thing, that by understanding those little pieces, we understand nature, we understand God, we understand spirituality. So that has always been my belief. And when I began working in the corporations, I discovered that not everyone believed the same as I did. And I was actually told that I had to make a choice. In the corporations as a scientist, I was told the exact words. They said, Gregg, you cannot serve two masters. You must follow the path of science or follow the path of spirituality. And my response was, what if we do not make that choice? What if we don't choose science or spirituality, which are two great ways of knowing? These are the great ways of knowing of civilization and humankind. Spirituality is 5,000 years old. Science is 300 years old. So I said, what if we combine the two into a single wisdom that is more than the science alone, or more than the spirituality alone? Would it help us to solve the problems we have today that are very unique problems we've never had to solve before? New problems require new thinking. And the science and the spirituality together, they give us that thinking. So that is a long answer to a short question, but it's important to share that foundation.
It's very important today, since it's so easier to get to everybody to understand spirituality today, because science is starting to give all these answers.
Well, and here's why this is important. Science, at its very best, science is designed to tell us how things work, to give us the answer. How does the climate work, and how does the atom work? But science cannot tell us how to apply that in our lives. That is the spiritual connection of our ancestors. So for 5,000 years, people have understood our relationship to the climate, or our relationship to the physical world. So science tells us how things work. Spiritual traditions, ancient spiritual traditions, tell us how to apply that in our lives. So for example, the best science of the 21st century is now telling us that everything is connected to everything else. I'm connected to you, we are connected to the earth, we are connected to one another. That's very different from the science of the last 100 years that says everything is separate.
Yes.
So now science is saying everything is connected. They say, okay, now what? What do we do with that connection? But our ancestors, they always knew we are connected. And they spent 5,000 years exploring what that connection means and how we can create better lives, healthier bodies, stronger families, stronger communities by exploring that connection. So this is a perfect example of the marriage of science and spirituality.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
I think
it really is.
We're living in the most wonderful time.
It is.